Ladies and gentlemen, nope.
You're recording now, even?
Yeah.
Why is the music on then? Why is the music on? Why is the music on? It's not a gag. Alright.
It's outrageous. It's outrageous. Oh my god. I don't know. This is so bizarre. Oftentimes, I like to open with about how much it's nice of you to, I ask you to listen. Please be attentive because I have to suck a lot of dick to get this time. I don't mean to be crass. There's a lot of dick. This is such a weird night. Anyway, this is song for the audience. Go fuck yourselves. You're the necessary evil of my eye. If I could, I would sit on my own on a hill or in a room with the view and the breeze. But I simply can't, because that's not so sustainable, so far as I understand it. And I have to eat. Or rather, I've not yet come to that point at which I no longer want to eat. And so this is somehow the least unpalatable way, possibly, of putting food in my mouth and allowing myself a room and a bed big enough for a girl to decide to stay the night with me. So then thank you, infinitely too, for being here. For without you, none of this would be possible. Yeah, try to keep the laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. No one. Yeah, this is a train wreck. Anyway, no, but it's nice for you to be here. Thank you. Obviously, without any audience whatsoever, it'd be impossible for me to share with the world through my stand-up just how much I dislike doing this. But if you're not enjoying yourselves, you've only yourself to blame. This is your life, right? Like whether you're at a comedy show or you're making love or you're on your commute to work, you have to take control of your life. I'm not enjoying myself. Who would I be to blame you? I don't think Jesus was ever I've never been to Paris. No, I think he had a very rich internal life. You really have to stop laughing though, please. The whole effect is ruined. It was a tough month. It's been a tough month. Henry Morgenthaler passed away. The man who, at least in Canada, did the most for abortion rights. And I like to think that if there's an afterlife, he's up in heaven, surrounded by all these tiny little embryos, sort of jumping around in high-pitched voices, saying his name, and thanking him for not having to have been brought into the world, in an alley or something like this. Oftentimes, a lot of women who've actually had a miscarriage can have difficulty, appreciating some of the things that I say on stage. What's funny, it's almost as if something died inside of them. I know though there are lots of women who can find that joke, slightly misogynistic. But then again, your gender really isn't known for its sense of humor. We're not laughing tonight, Dom. We're not laughing tonight. No, but I think all these years though, I'd done stand-up for myself all this time because I wanted to do it for me. But now that I realize that there is no self, the self doesn't exist. It's only relation. You and me in a particular time and space with respect to what we want and why we're here. And so for me, you are the necessary evil which allows me to do what I want, which is to tell jokes. But the thing is, I can't tell the jokes that I want or how I want to because I have to appeal to you such that I'm allowed to tell these jokes tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. But you don't understand comedy the way that I know it. And that's what's so fucked up. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to find this infinitesimal point where I can say the most that I want to say and where you are willing to put up with the most that I want to say, and we'll never reach that point. We'll never reach that point. But if I had to own a slave, it would be John Coltrane. And if I had to own a second slave, it would be Thelonious Monk. Although part of me worries, what with all the slaving all day, it would affect their music. In 1972, though, actually, John Lennon and Yoko Ono released to an understandably apprehensive world audience the song "Woman is the Nigger of the World," to raise awareness, the second-class status of women across the globe. And leaders of the African American communities were quite upset. They said it's a slap in the face and it's culturally insensitive. And so John and Yoko went back and they decided to re-release the song under a second title, "Bitches is the Nigger of the World." It's all pretense, though. It's all pretense on stage. Like if I say, I like fucking little boys, but I don't love it, then you don't know where on the spectrum it may lie. Pedophiles, though, it's not that I revere them, but I revere them a little bit, because to me it's incomprehensible. They're incapable of recognizing the incredible potential harm that they're doing. They're they're ruining a life, possibly, for what they love. And I know that I have never felt a love like that before. And I don't think I ever will. And I don't want to fuck a kid. But if I loved stand-up so much that in order to do so I would go through a kid, I think that would be a beautiful thing. And I think, though, that I think everyone should touch a kid at least once. I'm not saying that would make you a good citizen necessarily, but as a person, you only go around once, and you really don't know what you like until you try it, especially in the sexual realm. Social mores change and laws evolve. Before there were no voting rights for blacks, so who knows what you can touch tomorrow. It's hard, though. My way over here tonight, I was almost hit by a car. My whole life flashed before my eyes, and it was just one long cum shot compilation. For the first time ever, though, this girl asked me to come in her face, and it isn't anything I've ever had any interest in doing. But I said, if it's something you enjoy, I'm happy to oblige. But perhaps if while it's happening, you could please explain to me just what it is about this that you enjoy. Then at least I could get something out of the whole experience. I've been thinking this is a real mind fuck. I think this is a whole mind fuck. There's this woman though I know, and she's morbidly obese, and not a single time throughout her entire pregnancy did she receive a congratulations. And she thinks it's because people were afraid to confuse her possible being with child for what may have, been simply yet another fold of fat. Whereas in actuality, no one was happy to see her procreating. But the plight of the fat and the obese, that's the one thing that I won't make fun of. I truly feel that it's a genetic lottery. The way I see it, I was simply fortunate enough to have been born with a sense of shame. So that's what laughter sounds like. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. No, but, all the comics you see up here this evening are all very good, decent people, so if at any point throughout the night you may feel as if you've been sincerely offended, you just please try and keep in mind it's actually you who have no sense of humor. I don't know. I know there are I have a friend who's in lots of bands. He says the way it works is that all comics want to be musicians and all musicians want to be comics. And it just makes me so angry. It's like, why would I want to be anyone who wants to be a comic? If there's one thing that I learned throughout all my years of stand-up, it's that no one likes this next joke. There's no good way to introduce my rape material. But it's just something that happens in the world every day. So I figure, as a comic, why let it go to waste? Because there's all this talk now about whether we live in a rape culture, one that sort of condones and normalizes rape. But I think we don't, because I think that if we did, I think people would enjoy these jokes more. But in India, it was terrible. It was terrible. I mean, gang rape. Gang rape is that's the worst things. One of the worst things I can think of. The worst thing, certainly, far worse than team rape or co-op. It's funny though. I kind of feel like that horrible tragedy that happened to this woman. I'm the person being able to tell that joke. I'm the person who benefited most from her horrible, the horrible reality of what happened. You don't realize it right now, but that was your favorite joke of the evening. This is fun. But I've been thinking quite a bit about circumcision recently, and at least according to the Bible, Abraham was the first person to be circumcised, and according to the Bible, God spoke to him. He circumcised himself. God said, this shall be our covenant between me and you and all male progeny throughout the ages. And it's strange to me because God could have chosen anything to be the covenant, but this is what he wanted. And so God is vast and infinite and unknowable and all these things, but one thing that we can say for certain is that God really does prefer circumcised penises. And I'm no theologian. I don't know of angels on the head of a pin, but apparently on a good day, God could fit 4 of them in his mouth at once. And if Nietzsche is to be believed, it's actually how he died. I feel terrible comedy shows are a lot they're a lot like life. Unless you're willing to unless you're ready to go home early, you might as well just stick around and tell some jokes. Oh my God. I feel this is even worse than Raging Bull. After he's all washed up. You give me the fucking light? The light? Oh my God. Welcome. Are you lost? What's going on? Why are you here?
The other room was Walking Dead, and I don't know what was going on.
So what's going on here, though? What's this?
Somebody's actually on stage telling jokes, so you're funny already.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
You're funny already.
This is one of those terrible evenings where you leave the show feeling like shit. or I do. And then I get that slight little pick-me-up when I realize that no one from, the audience is on my streetcar home.
Probably not.
Yeah, this really changes. Yes, go on, please. Yes, this is what. Yes.
You have the easiest crowd ever now, so it's alright.
Yeah, the people talking to me. That's the easiest crowd ever.
I'll just
You're well-intentioned, but
you started talking to me. I'm just.
That's true. Maybe that's fair. Maybe that's fair. Yeah. Sorry.
You tell
Okay.
your joke.
Yeah, it's well-intentioned. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Maybe it's not funny now, but years and years in the future, you'll look back and laugh at this night. And that's really what comedy is about. Not enjoying it in the moment. Anyway, I know that oftentimes, it's convention. It's convention to be like, oh, you want to leave the audience wanting more. But I feel like if you're going to be leaving the stage anyway, that's really the cruelest way to go about it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know that you come to a comedy show expecting to laugh and enjoy yourselves. But life's not fair. My name's David Heti.